What's up gamers, Fun Guy here. Battlefield 2042 is just around the corner now, and many of you will either be returning to first-person shooters after a break, or are completely new to shooter games. So I decided to get you ready to fight by putting together my top tips on how to improve. I think some of you seasoned players might even get something out of it. Now, before I reveal the first tip, please go ahead and do me a favour by smashing that thumbs up button. Also, if you find these tips useful, maybe consider subscribing. Now, on to our first tip. So, optimising your settings is one of the easiest ways to improve your gameplay. Tip number 1 is to remove the clutter. Motion blur, camera shake, aim down sight depth of field, chromatic aberration and lens flaring can all be switched off, or at least turned down as low as possible. These features may make the game look nice, but they can all get in the way when you are trying to aim at or even see a distant enemy. Tip number 2 is to increase your vision by turning up your field of view. The standard field of view is fine for beginners, but as you can tell from this clip here, it actually makes it feel like you have less recoil. How, you ask? The higher the field of view, the smaller the objects in the centre of your screen appear to be. This also makes the amount your gun climbs from recoil seem less. Tip number 3 is all about aim sensitivity. If you are wondering why enemies can outrun your aim all the time, then you need to turn it up. Or if you can't hit the broadside of a barn, maybe turn it down a bit. In any case, you should settle on a number and stick with it. After 2 weeks or so, you should be used to it, and you can try turning it up by 5 points. Using this method, I got my aim sensitivity from 40 to 75 over time. Just make sure you have uniform soldier aiming turned on. Tip number 4 is to make use of the minimap and kill feed to increase awareness of your surroundings. You can tell an awful lot about what's going on around you just from a quick glance at the minimap. Spotted enemies appear as dots, and sometimes a red bar will indicate danger close in a certain direction. Increasing the size of the minimap by about 30% really helps to allow you to spot these clues in your peripheral vision. As for the kill feed, changing it to show nearby will give you more clues as to what is going on around you. For example, if all of your squad mates are dying, then there is probably a large enemy force close by. My 5th tip for today for you is probably the most fun of them all. Experimenting with unusual weapons and class setups, as well as new and unusual play styles, is a great way of learning about the game. You will discover that many moves and strategies that seem mad will actually work quite well if executed correctly. Also, don't be afraid to struggle. Use failure as a forge to improve your skills. The hidden benefit here is that you will also get to know what is the most effective against what you are doing. Tired of getting killed by Muramets? Play as one, and you will soon find out what trumps them. Next, play with a squad. This could possibly be the single easiest way to be more effective on the battlefield. Playing and coordinating with your squad mate is going to bank you a lot more score and cause trouble for the enemy team. It's safety in numbers at the end of the day. So don't forget to have a look at your squad to see how you can help. No medic? Fill that role. A squad full of snipers? Not ideal, but perhaps you could keep them supplied as a support. The point is that a squad should be more effective than the sum of its parts. So take advantage of that. And now for my final gameplay tip. Experience is king. Imagine you have played Ballroom Blips on operations over 1,000 times. Do you think you might have noticed some patterns after all those rounds? Imagine knowing exactly where the enemies will appear, as well as the best spot to stand in order to stop them. This is what experience offers. So what are you waiting for, gamers? Suck it up, get stuck in, get that experience, and free your mind from not knowing what's going to happen next. Okay gamers, so my very final tip today is to get yourself a pair of headphones. No, not those little wires with earbuds on the end. I'm talking about a proper set of over-the-ear headphones. You can pick them up from Amazon. Pretty much any game shop also sells them. Doesn't really matter what brand, but if you're looking for a recommendation for a cheap but good pair of headphones, I recommend the Corsair HS35 Stereos. They cost about £40 if you're in the UK, but do your conversions otherwise if you need to. They're reliable, they help you hear a lot better. For example, with headphones on, which you don't really get through a TV, you can sort of discern where the enemy's footsteps are coming from, which obviously is a big help, and it just helps you to know what's going on around you that little bit more. But that's my final tip for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back next week with another one. I know it's been a few weeks since I've made a proper video, but I put a lot of time into this one, so hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Du bist verletzt.